We will. I totally forgot what we were going to do for the intro, though. I'm not going to lie.
We didn't really discuss it.
We decided it was going to be together. That's right, didn't we?
I'm Jay.
Gosh. Zach.
Comedian, musician. We're gonna do a thing. We decided to make a thing. So
Yeah. Basically, we're going to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight into. We both make a living in this industry.
Yep.
Music, comedy. A lot of similarities, a couple of differences. We're basically going to tell you just our top 5 things that we, in our opinion, think are probably the most important things to really remember if you're going to get into this game.
absolutely, the 5 most important things we learned our first year doing our respective craft.
Yep. And this is us.
And this is our guest star Oski.
That's right.
Who apparently decided he wants to be on camera today. So
He's a sport dog.
he's a good pup.
Yeah. He is.
He's a good boy.
Yep, this is just our opinion, right? I mean,
Yep.
we're no experts, whatever, take it or leave it, but this is what we learned ourselves.
Our personal experience.
That's right.
Based on
that's
our
right.
personal
100%.
experience.
100%.
So,
Got that?
Cause you got that, like you, cause you got that.
so Zach, why don't you tell me the 5 you think most important things you learned your first year as a comedian?
100%. Now, I got to distinguish, my experience was probably different from a lot because most of my first year was under pandemic, lockdown and stuff. Texas was a little different because we stayed half open the whole entire time. So I had opportunities and experience that no other comic would have outside of Texas. So, know that, all right? But I don't think it makes a huge difference necessarily. Maybe a bit, but...
Well, I feel like first year of most crafts is kind of like your trial and error, figure out what you're doing period more than anything.
That is true, but it's like if you really have nowhere to go to do that, that was kind of more the issue. Place closed down and just it was just chaos. And especially because so many people just disappeared. And it was like, hey, figure it out. So
Yeah.
just got a caveat with that, The first thing I'm going to tell you is write every day. Write every day. Number 1, write every day.
So every day I post a song as Mr. India.
Right? Writing is a skill that takes practice to get good at and practice to maintain. You get rusty. When you hear somebody say, oh, I'm rusty, it's because they're writing. They haven't written in a while.
Yeah.
And the thing is, guys, you're not going to use a bulk, probably. I'd say about 80% of the stuff I write, I don't use.
80-20 rule.
Yeah, 80-20 rule, you got it. Now, does that mean you get rid of it? No, never throw anything away. Because I have, now that I've been in it a while, gone back and taken stuff that I wrote in year 1 or year 2 that either I just didn't have flushed out enough, wasn't confident enough to do on stage, maybe didn't have a full concept for it, and I've pulled that into stuff now. So never throw it away, but write every day. You're going to have writer's block and stuff. The best advice I ever got was write about that, which is keeping you from writing.
So when you've got writer's block, write about the writer's block or write about whatever's causing it.
That's right.
That you
that's
can
right.
identify.
Yeah, if you're under a lot of stress because somebody's sick or something going on, write about that issue right there, And you may write about it the whole time, and never. But you're in practice.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. You're in practice. You're doing well. You're giving yourself structure in writing, which is very important because jokes require structure.
Yeah.
So you're writing in a proper structure and all that kind of stuff. So write every day.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
Solid advice.
Yes. Why? Thank you, good sir. You ready for number 2?
Sure.
All right, so number 2 is going to be, I would suggest that you record every time that you on stage. Do it! Every time.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that could be
Get
an open mic, a
footage.
show, stuff in front of your friends, practicing in your living room. If you are doing comedy, record it. Record it. Probably similar to music. You need to hear what you're doing.
What do you do with that? Like, what are you looking for when you're watching the tape?
Lots of stuff. What aren't you looking for, basically? Because comedy is pretty complex. You have to have a lot of stuff happen simultaneously to hit punchlines and jokes, right?
Yeah.
Your writing's got to be good. Your jokes got to be good. Premise, all that stuff, right? Cadence, timing, delivery, reading your room, right joke, right time. All that kind of stuff. All that. When you see somebody miss a joke or miss a punchline, it's just one out of those many need to go right at the same time, to work. So the beauty of recording is if you're like, man, I think my cadence is off. You can watch your whole set and just pay attention to cadence.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to anything else. Just that. Go through and nail it, because then you can mark times. You can get really technical with it if you want to,
So would you say that it as like a say like a 2A, like a sub? We're good. 3, 2, 1, mark. So we're on point 2 going into what I was going to say about point 2A. So would you agree that like maybe as like a sub note to that it's not just about like getting the tape, that's the most important thing is like filming it.
Yeah.
Right. But also being able to then review that like objectively.
Yes, that's very critical because you can use that to have somebody watch it objectively. But here's what I would do. When I was in the beginning, when I was hitting like 5 open mics in a night, 3 open mics in a night, I would record. And as I was driving to the next venue, listen to my set. So then I knew what I wanted to work on. I'm like, oh, I obviously know I missed something here, missed something there. Or a lot of times too, you're so in the zone up there that sometimes you missed a lot of crowd laughs. You're like, oh, they laughed more than I thought or something like that. You just, you miss things. And it allows you to find those, like, you watched like, I don't know, I hated Napoleon Dynamite the first time I watched it. Not gonna lie. One of my favorite movies now. I just had to watch it that second time. And I caught all this great stuff in there, right? Kind of feel like it's the same way. You've got it there. And here's the other thing, guys. One of the most important things that you need to get as soon as you can is a good reel.
Yeah.
Right? That's why you want to record too, so you have a good
put a reel
tape
together
to
so
submit.
you can put tapes together.
That's right, because every single person to book you on a show pretty much is going to ask you for a reel.
Short shout out. He mentioned Napoleon Dynamite. Shout out to John Grise. He's an actor. He played Uncle Rico in Napoleon Dynamite.
John Grise.
And I actually I did a film with him, 5-time champion.
Dope.
One of the best people I've worked with. Dude gave me a pocket knife as a gift. It was awesome.
When you see this, don't stab us then, and like our stuff. And,
Well, he's a hustler. I'll probably cut this, but like as a short side note, the year that 5-time actually premiered, which is like a year after we shot everything.
Yeah.
We went to South by Southwest because it was playing, and he was in. I might be exaggerating, but I'm pretty sure it was 10 plus feature films that were premiering that year at South by.
Okay,
the dude, and he books himself. And he
he's got game. I love it.
He's
him.
working. Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Interview.
John, if you see this, dude, please come on. We want to talk to you.
Lay some game on us, dude. That's next level.
Coach us.
Yeah, dude.
Senpai.
Want to learn that? No doubt, right? No doubt.
Very dehydrated. Today I had a very hard weekend. Very, very, very dehydrated. Massively, very, very, very dehydrated. I did have a really heavy weekend. Severely dehydrated. Very, very, very dehydrated today.
We got point 2A.
2A, that's right. We kind of had a caveat, a little 2A on that. And the thing is, too, is, man, this can go a lot deeper. Every single one of these points can go sub. Easily. We get way in depth. We're just trying to give an overlay.
Yeah.
You got time for in depth as you grow.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
always take one of these on stage with you, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Good for so much.
Always take a water. As a not one of the 5s,
Yeah.
but as a mutually agreed in our crafts,
Yep.
always have a water.
Always. Good for a ton of stuff. Not just drinking. Lots of little tips and secrets. But you'd have to tune into some other episode to get that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So number 3.
No slut, I don't give it up all at once. Number 3. There's no substitute for stage time, man.
So we got some
None.
Period. In comedy, that is everything. The more you are on stage, the faster you will grow, the better you will become, period. You can't substitute it. That's why in the beginning I was just going, and I still try and do as much as I can, but I mean, that's why I'm doing 5 mics in a night if I can fit it in, right? Because especially, I'm old, right? I started at 36, I'm 39 now. Dude, I don't got time to waste, man. I gotta get those hours over the 19-year-olds that are out there in the game,
Yeah.
And so I literally, I hit it crazy hard for the first while there. And man, I don't regret it. I don't, because I truly think that was probably the biggest factor in improving
Stage time.
Yeah, because you just can't. How are you gonna improve otherwise? Be in your bathroom in front of your mirror? You could maybe learn a thing or two from that, right? Memorize your jokes and some facial expressions, some act outs, maybe, but you got to get on stage. You got to experience the good, the bad, bomb, do well, all the situations you're going to run into. You just can't substitute that stage time. Get on stage and record your stage time.
Get on stage.
Get on stage.
Film it.
Hey, and the thing is, too, you're your own, hustle. You can there's stage time out there. It's up to you. People aren't going to come knock on your door. Get out there, get your stage time.
Sweet.
Yeah. Number 4?
Number 4.
Numero 4. Oh, yes. This is a really important one. Something that might not have been on my list maybe a few years ago. Comedy is not meant to be offensive, y'all.
Leave Brittany alone!
It's not, okay? we've had some switch back and forth and all that kind of stuff. Here's what I believe about that, because there's room for both sides of this argument or whatever, right? And it shouldn't even be an argument, whatever it is, right? Comedy's not meant to be offensive. It's not, right? Comedy is meant to take the things that people may find to be offensive and being able to speak on it in a way that makes it digestible for most everybody, right?
That makes sense.
Big time. Because if you're, and when you
It's
present,
about opening a door for conversation more than it is about like just shock value.
correct. And you shouldn't really, in my opinion, to be in it. Those days are over, I think.
Yeah.
If it even worked back then,
Shock
I'd say was a
comedy,
debate.
like-
Yeah. It's not, it's just not a thing for me, and I just don't think it's really a thing for.
You heard it first here.
Yeah. So yeah, first, right. We're the breaking news. Breaking news.
Rock and roll died.
Yeah, rock and roll is dead, and so is shock comedy.
Now is shock comedy is dead.
right. That's
Now shock comedy is dead.
That's right. That's right. But you should be able to take that and present it in a way that's either you and your prism, right? And you're talking about you and something you've done, and you're the shock, somewhat,
yeah.
right? Or you can do it in a third party way. That is a little bit tougher, but you have to make it where you aren't the offender or committing the offense. That's right. I mean, you can if it's first, but you understand what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be
The
you wanna-
joke shouldn't be about something like how the joke shouldn't be based on an offensive statement. The joke, like
It could be, but it shouldn't be you then. Or right, rarely, it's not you. People are gonna hate you if you're the one who's the. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need it, and it's a line. That's what's beautiful about comedy. The really good ones, like your Bill Burrs and stuff, they are just incredibly great about towing that line. Like, we're talking about something very offensive,
yeah,
but it's coming from me.
yeah.
And I've done
And
some
we're
of it,
gonna
but not
talk
enough.
about it.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. It's not you guys, and I'm talking about
Yeah.
and just pointing a finger, right?
Yeah.
And it's not me who's such a friggin' prick. I should be in jail for something, right?
Yeah.
It's nuanced, it is, but comedy's not the offensive, guys. I would never recommend going up on stage just to try and get a shock.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get you booked, to tell you that. Not gonna get you booked.
Fair
Gonna get
enough.
you barred, as a matter of fact.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Even if you disagree with it, you got to remember, guys, the venue dictates. Period, man.
Yeah.
You piss your venue off, forget it.
You either book or you don't.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's
Yeah.
the truth. So, but that's a deeper conversation for another video. Gosh, we already number 5.
We're at number 5.
All right, number 5. Might be my favorite one. Network.
Your network is your
Yeah,
Your network is your net worth.
that's the truth.
Your network is your net worth.
Your network is your net worth.
Your network is your net worth.
Your net worth is your net worth.
That's the truth. Networking has gotten me and anybody else who has made it anywhere they've gone. If you do not network, you will not be successful. Whether you want to do this as a hobby, a profession, network. It's going to do nothing but benefit you. You can't be shy. Can't be afraid. Period. Shoot your shot.
You got to go out and
Shoot your
talk
shot.
to people and meet people.
That's right.
And
The
go
worst
to,
thing they can
go
say
to
is no,
events.
and they are going to lie.
And go watch your competition. As a side note
Yes.
to that, go
Scout.
watch.
I call
yeah.
it scouting, yeah.
Yeah, as a comedian, you should be out watching
Yeah.
other comedians. Rolling Mark.
Jay, I want to be a rock star, as you know. What do I need to do, man? You've been doing music for a long time. Could you give me like the top 5 things that you learned, say, within your first year of music to help you get started?
The top 5 ski.
5 skis, yeah.
I started really young, so some of this is kind of a combination of hindsight. But
Like Bieber young, right? Like young.
young.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it though as much as possible to like the first year, the OG things.
Awesome.
There's no specific right way to do anything. Number one, but there's a wrong way and a lot of wrong ways to do everything.
Don't be a whore. Nobody ever told us the wrong way.
That's well said. That's good advice.
Like, you know, there are notes that need to be played in order to create a C chord, for example.
Uh-huh.
wherever you position to play those notes, it's still a C chord.
As long as you're playing the same notes, you're saying?
As long as you're playing the notes. So it
You do it with
doesn't
your
matter
toes,
the
doesn't matter.
octave, it doesn't matter the position. As long as they're there, it's the chord.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, you know, that's number one. You know, an example of doing it the wrong way would being like not being able to do the original, let's say, placement or shape.
Yeah.
The traditional, quote unquote, of
Sure.
a chord on guitar, to
Sure.
be specific. So you just like omit certain notes, like you just
Sure.
don't play those fingers. Like it's not a complete chord.
That makes sense. It kind of reminds me of what my
Now,
grandpa used to tell me.
that doesn't mean it can't sound good,
Sure.
but
It's not right.
it's not. That's a wrong way to do it. If you're doing that in lieu of not being able to use the original position, find another position. Detune a string, something. Figure out a way that works for you if you need to. As somebody who's had a lot of injuries, that's
Good
That's
advice,
a
son.
good
Dude,
psycho.
stay healthy, right? It kind of reminds me of my grandpa always used to say it's better to sit in silence and how people might think you might be stupid than open your mouth and prove you are.
Yeah.
In the beginning, right? Just kind of listen
Yeah.
and know that there's a lot of wrong ways to do it, so don't.
yeah, exactly. It's better to like figure out your own way to do it than to, you know, half-ass
I love that. I love that.
half-ass it.
Yeah, love that.
Number 2,
Yeah.
sheesh.
I'm feeling rock star already, man. Lay it on me.
You know, music is 50% subjective and 50% as a career,
Yeah.
and 50% formulaic.
So would that be then you have a structure you're saying that you kind of follow and then a lot of kind of room for creativity?
There are tried and true structures for anything you want to do.
Seems like
for
almost
the
any
most
art, I
part.
suppose, right?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and what you enjoy is the subjective aspect. Like,
Yeah.
like I do this way because I like the way it sounds.
Sure.
That's the subjective part.
Yeah.
Packaging it, you know, in context with other things,
Sure.
in a piece, in a composition, in a song, or in an album, a song in an album, even.
Sure.
Right, is formulaic.
Now, would you say, quick follow-up to that, that's his first year mind frame, the formula is important to learn first before you really lean into subjective?
Learn the formula.
Before you really lean hard
Yeah,
into
yeah,
subjective?
yeah. Like you like a specific genre of music. You like singing, like say you like country.
Yeah.
Learn what makes a country song a country song.
Gotcha. Makes
Learn
sense.
what works, what has worked.
Yeah. So for your earlier example, hit that C chord the right way and then...
and then put yourself in that.
Awesome. Put your flavor.
And you'll if you're really writing your own stuff,
Writing.
it will become unique.
Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formuoli.
That makes sense because comedy, same thing. Formula first, and then you'll on stage you'll fall into your element, or as you get comfortable, become an expert, so to speak, right? In the
Yeah,
in the
and
basics.
then you build your own around that.
Then you had that
or
whammy
off
bar,
of that.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. I don't know
exactly.
much about that stuff. Sorry, that's why he's teaching me.
Something like that.
Something. Sure. I'm just talking smack. I'm probably wrong. Number 3, brother.
Number 3?
This is awesome. Yeah.
Number 3 is kind of similar to something that you had said about writing every day, but I'll make a different point. Write even though it sucks. Like finish it. You know, in other words, like finish that song, finish that track.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times as a songwriter, like you'll start writing something, and it won't quite work.
90%.
or you just don't like it. You get a little bit into it and you're just like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Don't scrap it. Even if you just kind of through it, finish it. Finish it, write it all the way till it's a complete song, then move on.
Sure.
You know, and
do you feel like that allows you to then just focus on the part you don't like? Because like I'll have a great joke and then my end
figure
sucks.
out what it is about it you don't like.
Yeah,
But on top of that, you still get the exercise. And
Makes a lot of
writing
sense.
a song isn't about like the pieces. It's
Yeah.
about packaging the pieces. Like that's the most difficult part of writing a song is actually putting it together, a beginning, middle, and end. Like creating a full
properly
concise
structured
thing.
and-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So finish it, like write it, even though it sucks. Just get it done.
Great advice. Then Salt Bay that creativity on and
Yep.
tweak it and stuff,
and then
right?
figure it out later. And don't throw it away because you can always reference it later.
Yeah,
There
both of
might
us
be
said that. Don't ever throw your stuff
There
away.
could be a turnaround that you end up really liking that you
100.
use in something else or something.
Did you catch that, guys? I've done that after years. Used jokes. He's used music after years. Don't throw anything away.
Don't
Keep
throw it away. That's a unity there.
yeah, similar. Yeah, for sure. Dude, this is awesome, man. I'm ready for
4.
numero cuatro.
Number 4.
Mix it up for our Mexican friends.
Yes. Shout out to the 33% of people that watched our first few videos in Mexico.
We love you.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
A gig is a gig is a gig is a gig is a gig.
Yeah, a gig is a gig is a gig is a gig. A gig is a gig is a gig is a gig. A gig is a gig is a gig is a gig.
Is that
A
'cause
gig
it's
is a
stage
gig
time?
is a gig is a gig is a gig.
Yeah.
But it's a little different for the reasons of the stage time. For the reason stage time is important as a comedian.
Uh-huh.
You know, as a musician, stage time isn't necessarily as important. I hesitate to say this. I don't know how to word this properly, so I'm going to say it, and I don't mean it like this, and just attack me in the comments, and I'll reword it later.
Light
in
his
my
ass up,
responses.
guys.
Light me up, yeah. Stage time isn't necessarily as in front of an audience isn't necessarily as important as just like rehearsing and listening to your material over and over again, because music is also a little bit more about precision. There's so many moving parts, especially as someone who like I play an instrument and sing at the same time.
Yeah.
There's so many moving parts. It almost already has to be muscle memory
Sure.
all the way through before I even can
Yeah.
do stage time. You know, it's a little harder to test things.
Sure.
Because there's more at stake in a sense. Like a gig is a gig is a gig is because you have to have footage of a bunch of really good gigs before you'll ever book really good gigs.
Same. Yeah.
Which is similar.
Yeah. But I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
By the way.
It's like music is a lot more cutthroat.
Yeah, you know what? I don't disagree with the thing you said because I truly believe there is a difference there.
Yeah.
I can't do comedy in my house in a studio
And know
by
how
myself.
it's going to work.
And know how it's going to work.
Unless there's an audience.
Correct.
Whereas music's different.
100%. And you almost need it to be precise before you go on stage. I don't necessarily. I could be a
Yeah.
little more raw. I have a little more leeway on my end. So, guys, don't light him up because that's 100% true in my opinion. And I know everything. So, yeah,
He knows everything.
it's true.
Heard it first here.
Indeed. Look out, Jeopardy.
Look out, Jeopardy.
And / Ozzy Osbourne after number 5. Because after this, I'm going to be an expert and ready to be a rock star.
Number 5. Shout out Mead.
Shout out to me, duh.
Shout out the gods and goddesses. Number 5.
Drink mead. No.
If a sound guy is telling you to make an adjustment because he's trying to get something to sound right or he's having an issue putting you in the mix, listen to him. If he says your guitarist amp is too loud, turn it down. Don't
Yeah.
cup the mic.
Hey, buddy, turn it down!
You know, like,
Just like listen to your tattoo artist. Same goes there too.
yeah, if a tattoo artist comes back and says, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
You should think about it.
Definitely. Yeah.
But no, listen to your sound guy, especially when they're like asking you to do things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're saying it for a reason.
Sure.
And most of the time it's because they're having an issue getting you to sound right because of something you're doing.
Gotcha.
I'm
I'm sure there could be a lot of different things you could be doing, right? I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah, how you hear it through your in-ears or how you hear it on stage
Yeah.
is not what people are hearing in front of the mains.
makes sense because we
Not
don't have to
even
worry about
close.
that. That's very different for you guys.
Yeah.
We need 2 speakers and a mic, you know. So
Yeah, trust your sound guys and listen to them. Most of the time, they're right.
we have to cut.
Really, Todd?
You suck!
It's 6:30 in the morning. We just finished editing.
Oh, it's gonna kill me, dude.
Please like and subscribe.
Please.